From a refugee fleeing war to a billionaire shaping skylines and industries, his story is nothing short of legendary. They call him the Superman of Asia, a man whose vision transformed not just a city, but the very way business is done across the globe. This is the incredible story of Li Ka-shing, a titan of industry, a philanthropic giant, and a true testament to the power of resilience. How does a boy who dropped out of school at 12 become one of the wealthiest and most influential people in the world? Today, we're diving deep into the life of Li Ka-shing. We'll explore his early struggles, the masterstrokes that built his empire, his controversial business moves, and the lasting legacy he's creating through his unparalleled generosity. This isn't just a story about money. It's a masterclass in strategy, foresight, and the relentless pursuit of a vision. Li Ka-shing's story begins not in a boardroom, but amidst the chaos of war. Born in 1928 in Kyoju, China, his childhood was shattered when his family fled the advancing Japanese army, seeking refuge in Hong Kong. Life was tough, but tragedy struck an even deeper blow. Shortly after their arrival, Li's father, a schoolteacher, succumbed to tuberculosis. At just 12 years old, Li Ka-shing was forced to become the man of the house, shouldering the immense responsibility of providing for his family. His formal education was over. He found work in a plastics factory, putting in grueling 16-hour days. But even in these bleak circumstances, a fire was lit. He wasn't just a worker. He was a student of the business. He watched, he learned, and he absorbed everything. His incredible work ethic and sharp mind didn't go unnoticed. He quickly rose from a simple laborer to a salesman, and it was here that his natural talent for business began to shine. He didn't just sell products. He understood the market. By the tender age of 22, through sheer thrift and relentless work, he had saved enough capital to do the unthinkable: start his own company. In 1950, with just a small amount of savings, Li Ka-shing founded Cheung Industries. The name, which means Yangtze River, symbolized his ambition, a force that flows and grows, never stopping. His first venture? Manufacturing plastic flowers. It might sound simple, but Li's approach was anything but. He was obsessed with quality and innovation. He traveled to Italy to learn the latest techniques for color mixing, ensuring his plastic flowers looked more realistic than any competitors. His dedication paid off. Orders poured in, and Cheung became a dominant player in the plastic manufacturing industry. But Li's vision extended far beyond flowers. He was constantly scanning the horizon for the next big opportunity, and he found it in Hong Kong's turbulent property market. During the 1967 riots, when many were selling their properties and fleeing the city in panic, Li saw a once-in-a-lifetime chance. While others saw chaos, he saw value. He began strategically acquiring land and properties at rock-bottom prices. It was a massive gamble, but it was a calculated one. Li believed in Hong Kong's future. When the market inevitably rebounded, Cheung was perfectly positioned. He developed these properties into residential and commercial buildings, and by the 1970s, his company had transformed into one of Hong Kong's leading property developers. This move from plastics to property was the cornerstone of his burgeoning empire. With his real estate empire firmly established, Li Ka-shing was ready for his next audacious move, one that would catapult him onto the global stage. In 1979, he did something unprecedented for a Chinese businessman at the time. He acquired a controlling stake in Hutchison Whampoa, one of the old British-owned trading houses, or Hongs, that had dominated Hong Kong's economy for a century. This wasn't just a business deal. It was a symbolic shift in power. Under Li's command, Hutchison Whampoa underwent a radical transformation. He used it as a vehicle for aggressive global expansion. He diversified into a dizzying array of sectors: ports, retail, energy, and infrastructure. One of his most notable successes was turning Hutchison's export division into the world's largest container terminal operator. With a presence in dozens of countries, Lee had a knack for seeing what others missed. He didn't just run businesses, he built global networks. Perhaps his most legendary venture was in telecommunications. In the early 1990s, while many were still skeptical about mobile phones, Lee invested heavily. He secured a license in the UK and launched the mobile network Orange. The brand was fresh, customer-focused, and an instant hit. The timing was perfect. Just as the mobile boom was taking off, he sold Orange in 1999 for a staggering profit, a deal that is still studied in business schools today. But he didn't exit the market. He reinvested, and his company, now CK Hutchison, remains a major force in global telecommunications. And the empire kept growing. You've probably shopped in one of his stores without even knowing it. His retail arm owns as Watson Group, the parent company of Watsons, the world's largest health and beauty retailer. He also controls Park and Shop, a massive supermarket chain in Asia, from the water you drink to the electricity that powers your home. Lee's infrastructure investments are a quiet but powerful presence in many people's lives across the world. His strategy was clear: invest in the essential building blocks of modern life. So what's the secret sauce behind this incredible success? It boils down to a few core principles that define Li Ka-shing's leadership style. First and foremost is his forward-thinking, long-term approach. He's famous for playing the long game, often investing in industries and technologies years or even decades before they become mainstream. He once said, "I have always been a long-term investor. I have a 10-year plan for every business." Adaptability is another key. In a world of constant change, Lee believes in being like water, flexible and able to navigate any obstacle. He isn't sentimental about his businesses. If a venture is no longer promising, he's not afraid to sell it and reinvest the capital into something with a brighter future, as he did with Orange. This discipline of constant reinvestment is crucial. He continuously channels profits back into his companies to fuel innovation and growth, creating a self-sustaining cycle of success. Despite his immense wealth, Lee is known for his personal humility and simplicity. He famously wore an inexpensive digital watch for years, believing a watch is for telling time, nothing more. This frugality in his personal life is paired with a management style that fosters deep loyalty. He values his relationships with partners and employees, understanding that a business is only as strong as its people. His calm, disciplined, and unfailingly polite demeanor has earned him immense respect in the cutthroat world of global business. As his wealth grew, so did his desire to give back. Li Ka-shing is as famous for his philanthropy as he is for his business acumen. In 1980, he established the Li Ka-shing Foundation, which he has called his third son. He has since pledged to donate 1/3 of his entire fortune to it and has already given away billions of dollars. His focus has been on two fundamental pillars of society: education and healthcare. He believes that education can change destinies and that access to quality healthcare is a basic human right. He has made massive contributions to universities around the world, including Shantou University in his hometown, as well as Stanford and UC Berkeley. These donations have funded state-of-the-art research facilities, scholarships for underprivileged students, and innovative new programs. In healthcare, his foundation has supported groundbreaking medical research, funded the construction of new hospitals, and backed public health initiatives aimed at tackling major diseases. Beyond this, the foundation is always one of the first to respond during global crises. From providing aid after devastating earthquakes and tsunamis to supporting relief efforts during pandemics, Lee's commitment to humanitarianism is truly global in scale. He sees his wealth not as a personal asset, but as a resource to be used for the betterment of humanity. Of course, a career spanning over 70 years is bound to have its share of controversy. Li Ka-shing has certainly faced his fair share of criticism. In recent years, as he began shifting some of his company's assets and registrations from Hong Kong to other parts of the world, he was accused by some of abandoning the city that made him. Detractors claimed he was prioritizing profits over loyalty. Li and his supporters defended these moves as pragmatic business decisions, necessary for a global company to adapt to a changing economic landscape and reduce risk. His immense influence over Hong Kong's economy has also been a point of contention. His companies have a dominant presence in so many critical sectors, from property and retail to utilities, that some have raised concerns about a lack of competition. This has led to public debate and scrutiny from regulators. However, throughout these challenges, Li has largely maintained his reputation by sticking to his principles of ethical business and long-term value creation. In 2018, at the age of 89, Li Ka-shing officially announced his retirement, handing over the keys to his colossal empire to his elder son, Victor Li. The succession was planned meticulously for years, typical of Li's forward-thinking style. But retirement for Superman doesn't mean disappearing. He remains a senior advisor to his companies and continues to dedicate his time and energy to his foundation. His presence still looms large over the business world, and his words are still followed closely by investors and entrepreneurs everywhere. He's no longer at the helm day-to-day, but the culture and vision he built continue to guide one of the world's most significant business conglomerates. Li Ka-shing's journey from a penniless refugee to a global magnate is more than just a rags-to-riches story. It's a powerful lesson in resilience, strategic thinking, and the importance of giving back. He didn't just build a business empire. He helped build a modern metropolis and influenced countless industries across the planet. His legacy isn't just in the skyscrapers that dot the Hong Kong skyline or the global brands he controls. It's in the millions of students who have received a better education, the patients treated in hospitals he funded, and the aspiring entrepreneurs who look to his life as proof that with vision and hard work, anything is possible. His story reminds us that true greatness isn't measured solely by wealth, but by the positive impact one leaves on the world. Li Ka-shing built an empire on foresight, but he is securing his legacy with compassion. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this story as inspiring as we did, please hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the lives of the world's most influential figures. Let us know in the comments which titan of industry you'd like us to cover next. See you in the next video.